Good morning, traders, and welcome to the All Markets webinar. This is Bruce at Bookmap. We'll be going through the live order flow analysis, and the goal of the webinar is to understand the participants in the auction process, and then we can see their activity. It's via the orders. That's how they participate. So we are going to watch that, and we're going to understand where price might go based off of their activities, and that's the goal here, and that is the edge that you can get using order flow. It truly is. It just cuts to the chase. People participate with their orders. It's not about candlestick patterns. It's not. Candlestick patterns are just a derivative of order flow, and we're going to look at directly right into the order flow. In fact, maybe we'll go over candlesticks today and show you how you can use candlesticks within your trading and use of order flow. Anyway, a few items to begin with. We have 3 onboarding webinars now on a Monday with Dan at 9 or 8 a.m. East Coast time, and then Wednesdays with Brandon at 4 p.m. East Coast time, and then with me on Friday at 1 p.m. East Coast time. So we're trying to cover all of the different time zones for you guys, if you're European, in the Asian market area, or in the US. All right, so get you up and running with Bookmap. I'll give you the links here to the events over in, see here, in Discord, also in YouTube. There you go. Okay, good morning. Trading is life. All right, good morning, traders. Okay. All right, well, this is a slide here we use for the Bookmap Academy, and in the Bookmap Academy, you guys might have heard about it. It is a program to build a playbook via journaling. Good morning, Alois. That you will document or journal your trades and mark up your charts and understand, like, you know, how did you trade? How can you do better? What were your actions? And this is the process we go through when we want to mark up impetus. What's moving the market? So, for example, today we've sold off heavily pre-market. Why? What's going on out there? Why are people rattled? We want to know this. This is the biggest mover of the market. Typically, is the news. All right. Now, not always, but typically. So we want to understand what's moving the market. Then we're going to look at higher time frame key levels. We have just a great example this morning to take a look at. And then from that, we start to develop strategies and scenarios on how we're going to trade. So if it's breakout pattern, then we're going to be looking for breakout strategies. Then we're going to look at number 4. Finally, we get to our setup. What is your setup for the day? What is your checklist? You'll grade your checklist. You'll determine the risk and the sizing that you're going to use. And then it comes down to an order flow event. Understand what actually triggers the trade for you, and you just execute and manage the trade. All right, so anyway, we'll be going through that process as well. Bruce's pilot program, you may have heard about this program. I have the link for you if you are interested, and let me show you where it is. It is here. Okay, it's bookmap.com English or /en/Bruce-pilot-program. And what this is all about here is it's a subsector of the Bookmap Academy. It is focused. We look at one specific setup and we drill it. You will build an edge, and we do it in a very, very quick way using the tools in Bookmap, like its replay mode and its trading journal. Okay, so akin to those poker players out there, video poker players, or you know, those that would speed up the action to be able to play many hands very, very quickly, will gain you your experience, and we're using a similar process here. Okay, so let me put that into the chat if you're interested. in the pilot program, and it's being built out. I know I reached out to some of you earlier today, so excited about it. It's going to be pretty interesting here. Thanks, Alois. You put the link in there already. So anyway, this is the best thing that I've seen so far that will easily allow you to, and very quickly allow you to build out an edge. And this is the number one thing that most traders lack, is an understandable or quantifiable edge. And that's what we're building here in this pilot program. So sign up if you're interested, and see if it works for you. All right, general disclosure. All Bookmap Limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure: trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Now, we may take trades in here. It is in demo paper trading mode only to demonstrate what it looks like in the order flow, where you may consider getting in. It is not a trade recommendation nor financial advice, and we want to understand how to manage it as well, because once you get in a trade, you think, oh, okay, well, now what do I do? Okay, well, we're going to go through that process as well. All right, so that's the goal with the and why we take trades in here. Okay, so great data right off the bat here. As you can see, the move here to the downside, it's pretty steep. It's below 6,400 here. Okay, came all the way down to somewhere around 83 or so, 84, something like that, and 63.84, and then you can see this kind of move back up after the cash open. Okay, this is a pretty wicked move here. Actually, I bet a lot of you guys probably saw this coming. And we had some data at 10 a.m. as well. Okay, so anyway, the trend line break and accumulation trade, and looking for that passive accumulation on the bid. It's a little early in the, it's a little kind of little challenging here on this setup here, just because it's so close to 9:30. Anyway, the many of the elements are in here. Would like to see a lot more passive liquidity getting filled on the bid on the way down here, but we're looking at these stop runs to the downside. They're wicked, and stopping people out, consolidating, a hit to the downside, stopping people out again. One more hit here, it makes a higher low. One more stop run, nice big iceberg here of 145 as well. And then you see the buyers starting to come in. You break the structure. There's another structural area up here. Okay, that is broken as well. And we see more and more buyers. Okay, now a little more convoluted here, because here we have the PMI manufacturing numbers as well. And that's an important piece of the puzzle here. So the number was a little less than expected, but you can see it went up to the upside and then is right back down to where it started. So we're seeing the sellers starting to come back in again, and I'm not too convinced by these sellers yet. To me, even though this is a lot of selling, look at the way that this is unfolding here. It looks more like a flag pattern, right? Like a big flag pattern here. Here's your move to the upside, and then it's just been flagging, and here come the buyers. Okay, so let's take a quick closer look at this here. Could be interesting, and we're going to stay away until we see what just unfolded. High liquidity getting filled on the bid, and let's see if we can get maybe a bigger push, maybe a little bit lower here. And big stop run, and then buyers starting to come in. Okay, because we're below the news here, as you can see. Okay, and then here come some buyers right now. Okay, so let's see here if this is ready to go or not. Boy, it looks pretty ready here. There come the buyers. And do we get more buyers back up, or are we going to get a move back in the middle here? Okay, this is kind of what we were looking for here. Move back in, and let's see how far they can take it here. How's everyone doing out there? Good morning, Shark. Good morning, Snowman. All right, well, here come our buyers. All right, so it's looking pretty good here. I'm going to wait for a pullback here. Okay, but we clearly have broken that structure now, and that's a good sign. Okay, here come those buyers again. All right, we're gonna, oh, I'm not ready, I'm not prepared. Okay. All right, let's, oh, we got a little bit of a pullback. Okay, let's wait a little bit longer here. Maybe one more big pullback here. There we go. That's kind of what we're waiting for. All right, and let's see, these guys on the hook up in here feel the pain down here, right? Okay, there's a stop run there. I'd still love to see the stop run into this high liquidity here. Let's see if we can get that. Just watching these buyers and sellers in here, and this high liquidity down here, and looking for the pain from these buyers here, which I don't think they've kind of given up yet. It's a weird pattern. You know, we were kind of looking for this bounce here, saying it's kind of like a flag. But you know, it retraced even below the news here. So yeah, I'm still looking and waiting, watching for this kind of painful stop run through, which should be setting up pretty nicely right here and right now. Let's see. There we go. Still looking for more out of that. and a low volume node below the swing. Just tore up here pretty quickly, and looking to see it kind of auction into here, and then we'll see if we get that turnaround from buyers after a lot of these people getting stopped out here. Yeah, this liquidity just looks too good. I'm just going to wait here. We continue to see typically like these buyers finding a good price and buying it up, but we're just going to kind of wait here. This just looks too juicy down here. Let's also go over what's the rest of the week look like here, since this is a shortened week due to the US holiday. Let's take a look here. So yeah, we got our non-farm on Friday, and we've got President Trump speaking at 2 p.m. What's he talking about here? And services PMI on Thursday, ADP also on Thursday, JOLTS on Wednesday. Yeah, I mean it's looking pretty choppy in here. I mean we kind of broke that structure up here, but we made the lower low here. We were looking for this kind of stop run through these areas here, and then kind of waiting for this high liquidity down here as well. And just kind of looking at the market structure here. A lower high, lower low. And this one is broken, so we can edit this here. And it's breaking it again here. All right, let's jump back here before looking at staring at some of the order flow. Our bigger picture, looking at the daily here on the left, the hourly in the middle, and the 15 on the right. Here's the big down candle here, pretty big drop, and into these wicks down here. So you can see that it bounced from it, looking at the hourly here, we can see a gap fill down here, and we can also see it trading into kind of where it sprang out from here, and that's where we got the reaction. Okay, looking at the 15-minute as well, you see that big down move, and then it yanks away very quickly above this 64.03, and then it's been that's been pretty strong move since, right? So here come the buyers again now. This should break here. I would be looking for this to break. I'll take a shot at that here, and we'll see. But this is looking pretty good. We've got a lot of liquidity back up here at the swing. And that's a nice target there to take. And we can see that it's been building here on the buy side. So let's see if we can get the move higher here. Okay, and if we don't, then I just might exit this really quickly, to be honest, because this is looking pretty strong. But again, it's been kind of back and forth in here. All right, let's see if these buyers can curl back in. If not, then we will exit this. Yeah, let's just exit it. Okay, and if we come back up here on some strength, yeah, let's do it. Okay. All right, that looks pretty good. That was more decisive there on this move back up. And now follow through. Let's see it, buyers. Let's see what you got. No, it's not ready yet. So we're kind of looking for a move back up to this 25 level, and you can see the momentum on the hourly here and the 15-minute. Not so bad. So see if we can retest those highs, and we already got stopped out on this. It's a weird looking pattern to me, a weird looking structure. Okay, so yeah, we did not get the bust above this swing here, even though it was looking pretty good, and we got the retest there as well. Okay, nice little stop run there. Let's see a flush through here. Got a low volume node here and buyers here. And let's go back to our candlestick here. Just kind of looking at some zones in here. O3 is down here. And it's coming down to O3. Okay, this would be more like a scalp here. I'm just looking for this kind of bounce around here, and I see a lot of people got stopped out, and let's see if we can get a move back into the range here. So just back up into here someplace, maybe about 12 or so. But we'll see. We'll see if the momentum picks up on that buy side. There's a lot of people getting stopped out here, and getting some sellers on the hook. And let's see if we can now get them to be buyers up in here. And back up into here where there were buyers previously, right? So we know it can auction up there. We might get the move back up into there. Okay, so yeah, it looks like we're going to get our squeeze here. At least it squeezed back up to this range up here at 12. I think we can probably get a little more out of it. Let's see if we can. In fact, we may even want to move our stop or our take profit up and start to look at where traders came into the market. 24 looks pretty good. Maybe we'll get a lot more out of it than just a scalp here. Morning, McLoco. It's always nice to see you. Good morning over in YouTube. Let's see here. Just sorry, I was mostly talking to the group over here in our Discord channel. So Rob is asking about. So you think that is not a way to suck in more buyers? We're taking it. Well, yeah. I mean, this is it's kind of, you can see like it's a weird pattern in here, and typically when we see this kind of movement and this kind of pattern in here, I typically don't see the follow through to the downside. It's still kind of, it's just, you can see it just kind of flagging here. Now it may not, we might not be able to get buyers back up here. I mean, we got some up here before and they did not follow through. Now we went a little bit lower here, stopped a lot of people out. We have the potential now to come back up here. Now we just need to find buyers up here. And around this 18 level especially, that's where they really need to pick it up. This is more of a squeeze in here. We do have high liquidity that did get filled down here. And then, you know, we have these stop run 158, stop run 196. And then, thinking, well, we can probably look for a scalp back into the range here. They started to pick it up a little bit more, so maybe we'll get a bigger move out of it. That's kind of what I was thinking. Right, and it does kind of fit back into this odd structure here. Hope that makes sense. It's not a really good setup. It's not really much of a setup, to be honest. But see, we come back up into just around this 18 level, and we don't get buyers back up above it, at least not yet. But now look at this here, this fuel. Now we'll see, if the sellers, have the strength here. If they can break down below this 12.5, maybe we'll just we'll dump it here. Yeah, let's just dump it. If we do get buyers back up here, we'll get back in, right? Because these sellers in here will be the next squeeze. Okay, we got to get back up above them. And that's where they will feel the pain, and then they will drive price higher. Okay, so to wait and see. High liquidity coming in here just around this 17 level. Now do buyers want it? Looks like it. Yep. Okay, now we're looking for that squeeze now. Okay, and it should be very, very quick. If we don't get that kind of price action, we'll get out of this as well, because this should happen quickly here. Okay, small squeeze. We are above 18. Now let's see the bigger one unfold. And again, this should be a quick move up here. It should not go back and forth. It should go rather exponential. Okay, we did get some back and forth in here. I don't like it. We might just have to dump this then. I gave it a shot here a few times, and we didn't get any follow through in the order flow here. Just can't get those buyers at these new highs here, or recent highs here above the swing. It's not showing up. There's one more shot at it. Nope. Yeah, a bit of volatility, McLoco. Absolutely. Well, tariff talk again back in the news. Are they illegal or legal? Pound dropping, some bonds data as well, or bond sell-off. Strong dollar. In fact, let's take a look at we've got gold, and I input the 6E here, the euro dollar. We can take a look at, and let's see. I'm curious about this euro dollar. I inputted it, but I didn't take a look at it yet. As you can see, so far it's been a weak dollar from the data I have here. Okay, but I have to go back some hours here. Take a look. And then how about gold? Gold is doing all right. Let's also add a little more local or cloud data here for gold. And let's jump back at that ES and take a look here. Yeah, this is exactly what we did not want to see. This was chop after this. It should. We're looking for the squeeze, like the any of the sellers in here, or especially here, should be feeling the pain up here. Yeah, and also the U.S. rates cut. There's a lot of stuff going on out there in the news, and you can see that's leading to this kind of push and pull in the volatility or the back and forth here. Okay, yeah, here now we got enough data in here for you can see the drop. And then the reaction of the stronger euro or pullback here. How's gold look? Gold has been pretty strong. All right, so this is where those buyers came in here on this small move up. And it just came up to the top of the range here. I was maybe a little too greedy on that, but I was really looking for that squeeze and for this to kind of go exponential after seeing these sellers here. It just didn't ignite it here. Gold's at all-time high. Okay. $35.68. Tons of liquidity up here, or enough. A lot more up here at 35.80. Okay, yeah, 35.78. All right. So that's where we've got more sellers up there now too. just above it at 80. And there's the stop run, or the was igniting it here. That move up to the all-time highs. And let's throw some stops and icebergs on this one too. I'm going to use the automatic threshold, and also for icebergs, automatic threshold. Here we go. Okay. And let's see if there's any questions over here. So YouTube, what do I think about, Rob is asking, when you see stacked liquidity and then as price approaches, they pull. Well, it basically it means that they did not have the intent to trade, and there could have been a lot of people going for that liquidity, and all of a sudden the rug's pulled from them, and they may be on the hook. So it depends. It really depends on like the reaction, like after that. Like in here right now, we know that this is a let's see, it should show as a stop run here. I don't know why it's not. Hold on a minute. We'll just take that away. Oh, it's on the aggregate, that's why. There we go. That should help. Okay. And that's icebergs. I'm sorry. Okay, a lot of selling just came in, but yeah, I mean, this is kind of what we're looking for in here. Like this in here, you would think, okay, well, these buyers met the passive sellers in here. Well, that maybe it's a potential reversal, but typically after something like that, you see exactly what we're seeing is sideways action. Right? So these are the major transactions here. You can see it. It turns into like a high volume node for the most part, or it builds out this into like a node in here, like it did here and like it is right now here. Okay, and then we're just seeing more and more buyers here climb to the top here. Let's see, can I trade this? No, I cannot in the simulator. It's unfortunate. Okay, Rob, you were referring to the ES and the NQ. Okay. I mean, it's the same thing. But this is some weird price action. I mean, like I don't know. I don't know what I think of it here. Like this selling looks good. This buying here looks good, and then this afterwards just looks odd to me. Did this look like a flagging, and it tried to kind of take off here, and then now I'm still not convinced by these sellers yet. As we're seeing them, take it a little bit lower here, back down to where maybe these buyers came into the picture on this move. But let's put it this way, Rob, like especially the NQ, if we can jump over to the NQ quickly, and this is a much thinner market, so when typically when high liquidity transacts, you get a bounce. So let's watch this one here at 23,150, and now that's also the the figure 150. Okay. Okay, that's also that is the developing point of control down here. Okay, so it's just trading into 150. There they go. Okay. All right, so now let's watch. Let's see if we get one more push lower, get the stop run. Then let's see if we can get the move back out. No, not yet. There they are. Okay. Now, see, after this, let's see if we can get them to push it back up to maybe 170 or this 165 up here. Because the big transactions took place and people have gotten stopped out. Now, let's see if we can get the buyers to trade to high liquidity on the other side. Maybe now 160 coming into the picture here. What I'm trying to just get to the point here is, like, look for this in the especially like the thinner markets, after trading into high liquidity, typically you'll get some sort of move, sideways move, but the thinner markets you'll also get some pretty wicked retracements. Okay, so we just got this kind of flat move here so far. And that might be it. And that's all we get out of it. Yeah, that's all we're going to get out of it. So anyway, you can see it did, at least you can see that move into the high liquidity in here, it really kind of slowed things down, right? You see pretty big momentum, and then it just kind of went sideways here for a bit. Okay. Now, if we take that and look at a key level, then we've got something. Does that make sense, Rob? So let's see if this is not really quite a key level, but you can see something unfolding right around in here, and also down here, the super low volume node right there. We're just having really crappy luck today. So we are getting that move just a little, tapped a little bit lower here, and then looking for that high liquidity. Now it's already traded back up to that 160, right? That's kind of what we were looking for earlier, is just that move, right? So it went one move lower in liquidity here, and just a little shy of this liquidity here, and then the move. Now let's see if we can get that 165 up here. Now see they just pulled here, Rob, right? So watch this. Let's see. You know, if we get the sellers down here, the next layer is down here, 136, 135. Anyway, you can see in the book here, look at how thin the book is compared to the S&P. You know, these are single digits, right? So, you know, at these levels of liquidity in here, let's see, like this, for example, you know, single digits, but, you know, this one's double digits, at least it's 11. And this is higher single digits at 145. Okay, so that's how you can get these reactions like this. Anyway, back test it. And then also someone was asking about market pulse. These are great areas to look for in market pulse in thin markets. We just had really, really poor, just a little off here on our timing. Right, so there's the push there, and still looking for 165 here. Okay, and then let's see what happens after that. Yeah, I mean, look, that's why we're in here in demo paper trading mode, Rob. Is like, yeah, it looks weird. Is this a good time to, you know, really get involved in the market? No, it's not. I mean, we really want something clear. I mean, even for that the pilot program, that specifically, we want something very, very clear. Okay, we want to be at a key level. And is this really a key level here at this 128? Not really. I mean, it's a level. It's pretty. It's not a very strong level though. Okay, a stronger level would be way down here. Well, at least on this chart, you know, down at the low of the day. Okay, or up here at the high of the day. Anything in between here, the best one would probably be this 128, 129 level. And we also had that low volume node here. So there's kind of a zone in here between 110 and 128 that may do something, but is there liquidity there? Not really. So, you know, if it doesn't present, then, you know, why jump in? Okay, like this right now, I mean, boy, I'll tell you, this looks pretty tempting with that trend line break and accumulation, and no doubt about it. You know, we had our high liquidity getting filled, and now we're starting to see it break structure. Okay, let's see if we get a bit of a pullback into this liquidity. They just pulled. Okay, let's see if we get our buyers coming back in. Okay, we got a micro one right here. It's more like a flag pattern. So more buying starting to come back in. A break of a smaller structure. And let's see if we get it. Here they come. All right, I'll take a shot at that. Now, this has got to work immediately. And if it can't, then we're just out. Okay, and the 170 is the proper place to take some profit. Maybe being a little too greedy, looking for more here. There's a lot of buying behind it. And I'm going to move away from that high liquidity right there. Oh God, just wrong timing today. Okay, likely to come down to 135 here, but maybe we just go below the swing here. And now 165 liquidity is coming in here. There's some buying momentum, but it's still in a big range in here. Whoops. Okay, so now we traded into and through that 165. Now typically though, this should slow things down a little bit here, right? Like we note in the thinner markets. Okay, and it did for a little bit, but still more buying pressure here. All right, I'm going to move it up to 190 up here, just by the swing up here. Is it, you know, this is now it's starting to move. Okay, so Rob, here's 170 liquidity. Did it trade? Yeah, some of it did. All right, so that should slow some of the sellers down and maybe find buyers again. And let's see if they can come back up. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, target would be the 175, 190, or 180. I'm sorry, but we're up in front of the 190 up here. It's just been in the market a little longer, not much longer actually, than the 80. How do you know when to take profit? Well, there's a few different ways. I mean, we're targeting our high liquidity and also looking for some measured moves. That's what, something I like to look at to start to look for areas. And then I like to align it with high liquidity. So, something like this, for example, and then taking that and duplicating it. So this 180 area looks pretty good, and it's a zone. And now we want to watch the liquidity up in those areas. And we want to watch the order flow and see if we get some sort of shift and change. A lot of people like to take their and move their stop losses up and trail behind swings, etc. See how we're possibly the target here. Our stop's right in that liquidity level at the swing, right? So that's something you want to consider. Do you want to be there, or do you want to move it? And originally, you can see we moved it over here. We would have been stopped out. We almost got stopped out on this one. Now we just got hit here at the 145. Okay, but now we'll see if we get buyers to come back in now at this point here. Okay, nice stop run. Well, some. Okay, some iceberg buying in here, and we're below a swing. Okay, our key level or zone was a little bit lower here. It's pretty big zone in here. Yeah, I still kind of like that 190 level up here, to be honest. Like this is the structural level in here where we drop from, right from all of that. So it still looks about right. And Charles, okay, so Alois just answered you. Would you also take a run? Oh, okay, yeah. There are no time frames like Alois is mentioning here. But what we can do though, you see the vertical dotted lines in here. So this is 5 minutes between each vertical dotted line. If I zoom out a little bit more, it's going to be higher. Now it's 15 minutes, right? If I zoom out more, it's going to turn into half an hour at some point here. And there you go. So that's one way to kind of understand it and divide it up. You can add candlesticks though too. In fact, we kind of started off the webinar mentioning we may go over candlesticks in here. So let's actually do that and get our candle. Okay, so this is a 5-minute candlestick pattern or chart here. Right, make sure it's on a certain setting. Okay. Okay, so now you know in your candlestick patterns, this would be a breakdown, right? You're below the swings in here, and you see volume coming in. Okay, so you would be selling that, and the thing is do we have order flow to support that? What we'll look at is just 3 elements here on the Bookmap chart. We'll look at the volume dots, the price action, which is just the streaming best bid and offer. Okay, let me actually take some of these elements off the chart for now, so you understand what they are. Let me clear the drawings. Okay, we kind of dipped in our zone here, 130 to 106 or so. Okay, but yeah, here you know, this is just best bid and offer streaming, right? So this will show you all of the price action, all of the pure price action. There's nothing, you know, here that's aggregated. Every little wiggle in price is here, which can be extremely helpful to understand. Right, so you can see like areas of consolidation or breakdown, or here consolidation and breakdown, and start to understand like this in here would be a mini kind of like you know, wedge pattern to the downside. And you can see that. Now you're not going to see that though with your candlestick chart because it's all aggregated within that 5-minute period, so you don't see it, right? And that's where this can be really beneficial. Okay, now you know this would have been a sell in here on that candlestick, but we're coming into an area where we don't want to sell, we want to buy, or we want to see buyers show up. So and how do we know? Okay, well, I would look for us to get back up above this kind of big volume node here at 150, and it happens to be an important price level at 150. Okay, so now let's take a look here and look at the volume dots, and these are showing you the aggressors. The market buy is a green dot. The bigger the dot, the more that transacted. Market sell is a red dot, and the bigger the dot, the more that transacted. And then we also look at the heat map. Now the heat map is where everyone gets kind of confused. Newbies do. What is it showing? Well, it's just taking your DOM or your current order book here. See that? Okay, and it's showing you the liquidity level. There's 25 contracts up here. And then 10 above that and 8 above that. And it's showing it in a heat map form. Okay, red is high liquidity. All right, so there's high liquidity in here. Look at this. This is one individual player. And we know this for fact because see how he pulls his liquidity here and adds it here. Pulls his liquidity here and adds it up here. So he is interested in buying at this 35 level. Okay, now he's just about to transact. Let's see, 40 contracts he has there, or at that price level. Okay, and there they go. Okay, they transacted. All right, great. So now let's zoom out again. Let's take a look at this in here. Okay, so we'll zoom out a little bit more. All right, so our candlestick pattern said here it was sell. Okay, now, and you see this kind of move back into it, and it is saying sell again. Now, do we have sellers in here? Yeah, we do. You know, the red dots, they're starting to come back in. Okay, so then where are they going to go? Well, let's see if they can trade it down to 120. Now, we can even take a shot at that here. If we see the sellers come in below this 30 level here, we would look for that move into 20. Okay, now, this was a little tricky because our higher time frame key level, or at least on this webinar, is in this area here. right between here and somewhere in here, right? So it is kind of dipped into that, and see now we're finding buyers come back in. Okay, so that candlestick pattern just got kind of blown out of the water. Okay, we got a wick here, and we also broke it here, and on some pretty high buying. Is this making sense, Charles? So just look at your key levels or your candles and look for the transactions and the volume to support it, or and the liquidity, sorry, the transactions, the volume dots, and the liquidity. Now the NQ is a little bit quicker moving, and you know, but it actually works really well for the demos. Okay, well, long trade right now, I don't really see it setting up. In fact, looks pretty good for those sellers. Now let's see, I would look for these sellers to break the level here. Okay, we see that selling pressure again. Okay, and let's see if they can. So they just traded down to the swing here, and you can see a little bit of buying coming in. Right now, if we get our selling coming back in, I'd look for it to break. Okay, let's see if they can do it here. We'll take a quick shot at it here. I don't like it. This is not a trade recommendation at all. But what we're going to do is we're going to look at the candlestick pattern in here, and we're going to go with the breakdown due to the candles and the volume in here. Now the liquidity, look what just happened in here. Okay, look at this right here, 618 contracts right here at 09. That came in just before we took that trade. Okay, this demo trade. Okay, again, demo. And now I want to get in front of that guy. I don't want to, and in fact, you can see it's kind of skewing the order book in here. Okay, there's a lot of demand down here. Okay, now the question is, do the sellers want it? Look where the demand is. Look at this thin, very thin area here. Very few transactions, just double-digit transactions in here. This is where price rejected earlier. So sellers selling into here, rejection, maybe back up to top of this range, or you know, this kind of developing point of control, or maybe even higher, you know, back up into the 190, 200 level we were looking at earlier. Okay, and I mean, we're just getting you know, chopped up in here. This pattern, this candlestick pattern, is not panning out so far. Okay, now it still may. It's a pretty big range, right, between 152 and 124 here. Yeah, in fact, it looks pretty good now. The seller should be able to break the bottom edge here and trade right down into this 23.110 area here, where all that liquidity is. Okay, that would be the target here, is this area here. Okay, is a floor trader pivot, Corey? Okay, yeah, I don't really follow floor trader pivots. I certainly know that that's a very, very thin area here. Right now he just pulled too, so this was going back to Charles's question. Now what do we do? You know, do we even bring it down further? You know, do we look for the next level of liquidity down here at 100? Or do we exit the trade? Okay, I'm going to go with that candlestick pattern here, unless it gets upended up here, right about where we got in, and then we'll just exit it, because like we might get caught in a squeeze here. and it's just not worth it, in my opinion. Yeah, let's see it. Let's see it, sellers. Now, you know, the buying coming back in. Okay, but you know, sellers still have the upper hand here. There's more selling now. So 618 to nothing, right? This guy popped in here at 1114 and then popped out of the market at 1116. Okay, very thin down here. This is that rejection though, right? So let's see if we see the rejection here. Okay, so we got filled there right in front of that 100 liquidity, which is about 35 contracts there, as you can see. Okay. So anyway, I think the question goes back to Charles and understanding time frames in Bookmap, and then putting some candlesticks around it, and then wrapping that into a strategy of like, well, where are you supposed to buy and sell in your candlesticks and why, right? We'll confirm it with the transactions or the volume dots, and confirm it with the liquidity. Okay? And then you got something pretty powerful. I got to go back to this S&P. Like, what the heck is going on here? It still looks like it's kind of flagging to me. It's really odd. I mean, this is pretty big buy transactions, a bit of selling. Again, pretty big buying and some selling. It's just kind of dribbling off. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. How about our gold? Let's jump back to our gold. Where's gold? So it hit that 80 level. Okay, so all-time highs. Okay, and then it sold off. 257 stops here, and then the push back down. How's it? Euro dollar. Also, it looks to me like it's kind of flagging here. It's a weird move. How about some of our tech? NVIDIA. very similar. I mean, here's that pretty strong move to the upside, and then just kind of flagging and dribbling off, and at lows of the day though. Okay, so now look, as Alois had posted last week, $4.5 trillion market here, or instrument, or market cap. So is this enough in here? Is this low enough in here? Lows of the day to find some buyers and some buying interest and trade up to from this kind of basically 69 on up to 170, maybe 171. Okay, or maybe go a little bit lower here and hit the 363,000 shares down here at 168, and then that's enough to find some buyers, and there's plenty of buyers there. Okay, and they've been in the market from the cash open, or way before, in fact. Yeah, I don't know when they came in, but they've been in there for all the data that I have here. All right, guys. Let's jump back here. Let's take a look. Well, our candlestick pattern is still saying, like, we're looking at sell here. Okay, do we have the transactions? Yeah. Do we have high liquidity though? Yeah. So again, these sellers met buyers here. So now we need to see some follow through below those buyers here. Or another thing too, like take a look at here is put on our correlation tracker. And we can throw NVIDIA on here. Or, we can right click in here, open this in a new window. Also look at it this way. Put this on a different monitor if you like. And just if we close it here, it'll pop back into the main tabbed window here. Charles, so your question about that, yeah, huge liquidity in here. Okay, so here's our correlation tracker of the, let me change the color. It's a little too dark in here to see it. Okay, so here's NVIDIA, right? So how's NVIDIA doing? It's above the swing here. Now, the Nasdaq is not. All right, well, let's, based off of that, then, I'm looking for, this to follow NVIDIA. Okay, NVIDIA should come up to the swings up here, right? So where would the NQ would maybe come up to the swings here, and that's exactly where our target is. And then let's align it though with high liquidity in the order book. Okay, and that would be 130 is not bad. We'll get right in front of it there a little bit. Right, so NVIDIA came up to the swing. Right, so this is where we have to be kind of careful. It's already up there, so now it's pulling back, right? And now we got kind of caught in it here. We're still looking for the swing up here, right? So NVIDIA is definitely stronger than the Nasdaq. We'll take a look at that in just a minute, Charles. Okay, so now and NVIDIA is starting to see those buyers come back in. Nasdaq's rising as well. Okay, so now the Nasdaq though needs to get back up to this swing here. Okay, you can see how much stronger the NVIDIA is, but it should pull that Nasdaq up. Yeah, see, a double top up in here. All right, well, and it's pulling back. Okay, so NVIDIA's got to get back up here and break out. It's going to pull that Nasdaq up. So let's actually jump back and take a look at it here. So yeah, here it is here, and that's not looking very good actually. Buyers, lack of buyers on the double top. So yeah, we got to get quite a few more buyers up in here for it to come back up into like 170 or so. It's fascinating to see. I mean, this is what I just love about this is what's the action up here? You know, what's the interest up here? We saw the selling and then the buying interest came in back up above that selling right here, right? It's starting to pull that up. Now, let's see the third rotation here. This is where they've got to come in. We got to see them, and they're starting to come in. Okay, so they should be able to break it, and they should be able to trade up to the swing here or the high liquidity up here at 170. And now let's see if we get our follow through. And now that Nasdaq, because it's related to it, it should be following suit here. Okay, and so far so good. Okay, now let's see. Let's watch this NVIDIA here in the correlation tracker. And let's see if it can push. Yep, it's pushing. Okay. Okay, and look at this. So interesting stuff here. See this push we're getting as well. See that high liquidity on the bid here. Right now, it just traded actually. This guy here. So you know, look, Nasdaq did not want to hit that 128 up here, 127. Okay, and also quick sell-off here in NVIDIA too. Yeah, we should dump it. So you can see how correlated markets are really great thing in here. All right, so this is what you were talking about, Charles, was this liquidity here, and it pulled, right? Came in 11.14 and then left at 11.16. Yeah, sellers were going after it here. And then they pulled, and then they stopped, and it kind of dribbled back up, and then it came back down again, and traded to their next level of liquidity, and that's where this 100 was, and that's where we got out, right there. Okay, and that traded that 100. Okay, let's see if NVIDIA gets some buyers right there. Or maybe it's got to come back down to here. Okay, Iceberg transaction of 240, right into it right there. Okay, so here's something interesting, Charles. So this is the Iceberg detector. We have high liquidity in here. Sorry guys, I'll take off the correlation tracker just for now. Let's see, I just want to. Let's just turn it off. Okay. So here, how much liquidity we have? Not a whole lot. We have 40 and 28. And then remember we looked at this over here. It was 618. Okay, well, here's a transaction by a hidden order of 240, was not in the order book. And you can see that that's a significant amount. Okay, so price did go a little bit higher and then turned right around though, and then you see the selling come back in. Okay? And that was kind of correlated to that Nasdaq too, right? Yeah, it was. So 240, right, was not in the order book. And this is how the iceberg detector can help you as well. Okay, because that's a lot for the NQ. Yeah, I don't know what this guy's aim was here with the 618, but I can tell you that we saw it in here. This liquidity underneath, and then we saw it on the way up underneath here. You know, they're definitely, and you know, supporting price here. High liquidity here, high liquidity here, high liquidity here. Trying to skew the order book, trying to I mean, we used to say that and it's a little different. I mean, after years have gone by, but if they have high liquidity like this, very short-term high liquidity in the order book like this, they typically depends. Typically, they don't want to transact. They want to kind of like push price away up into maybe orders up here. But these days are a little different because now you can see, well, did this guy transact? Actually, no, he did not. Not one. You can see the best bid came into it, but not one transaction. And we know it's one larger player here, the 87 contracts. We see that that little white line. I don't know, 80 of them are one individual actor. Okay, and then here though they did transact. So is this a spoof at this point? And that, it's hard to determine that. I mean, this guy got filled. He kind of chased up after it and got filled here. Okay, and here. So maybe he was just in a bad position and trying to get out. Okay, look at our sellers come right back in now. Okay, so now we're at low of the day here. And let's take a look at our candlestick chart here. Boy, that was short-lived. We didn't get a move like halfway. We didn't get much of a move into the gap here. So these markets are pretty weak, right? So based off of what we're looking at right here, I'd look for the move lower into 70 and 60 or 70 down here. Some of the swings down here, right? And continuation move here basically. Okay, another nice stop right here in the S&P. Couple of them, 700, 325 here. Okay, high liquidity also getting filled in here. Okay, lows of the day. Okay, and we're looking for the momentum to continue due to what we just talked about in the higher time frame here. But I'm looking for a pullback in here, or we could even get a potential reversal, because we do have some nice things in here. Very, very high liquidity, very big stop runs, and a move back into the range in here. Okay, so like this one, these guys in here. Okay, well, let's see then. Let's see, can they lift it higher now, back up into here, and get these people buying or selling the lows in here, and then move back up into here. Okay, now this is just based off of what we're talking about in here. Sellers are in control, and there's more momentum to the downside. But you can look for these things to unfold, and then maybe set your take profit where it dropped from in here. Or high liquidity here at 82. Another thing about these sellers in here, we have high liquidity on the bid getting filled. We have big stop runs here, and look at, it's half the amount on the stop run, the second leg here in the stop run. And it's about, I don't know what percentage, a very small percentage, 16 here out of the 355 on the swing low here. So that gives us a little bit of insight that the sellers are kind of done in here. So we need to find new selling coming in, which may come in, may come in right here, right now. Okay, but based off of that, I'd look for it to kind of float back up to find sellers over here on the offer. Okay, does that just make some sense here, that we kind of exhausted the selling here? Okay, so we're looking for maybe some profit taking, or maybe some buyers that are kind of gutsy, willing to try to take something back into the range in here. Okay, so we don't really have an answer yet. Okay, starting to find some new selling here. Not a whole lot, but some. Okay, just made lows and found buyers off of the lows. Okay, now these buyers aren't getting much traction out of it either. So if we can't get these buyers, and they can't get it higher, they're going to be sellers down here. All of these buyers in here are going to be sellers down in here. And it's just been going sideways, so nothing really shaking. Okay, so, and you guys can see the little low volume node in here, like that this swing caused in here. That's where there was some liquidity, and we found some buyers hit into it, but not higher. Right? This is where it rejected previously. Here it rejected really nicely up here. So maybe that's high enough to find the sellers here, or maybe it needs to come back, you know, to that, you know, low volume node up here. Well, that's where we're looking to exit up here. Again, though, this is, you know, the buyers just can't get traction here. It's just not going higher. Yeah, we're going to get out of this. It's looking like they're going to get just annihilated here. Okay, well, anyway, let's see if these buyers here turn into sellers down in here. All right, so look for that, another big stop run after high liquidity in here, stop runs in here, and more on the hook here for the potential move lower. Does the iceberg detector work for Bitcoin? Not really. And some we have something actually better than iceberg detector. Than a stop run. It's not the iceberg detector. SARB. So what it is the liquidations. So if you really want to see the pain points in here, then that's what you'll see with the liquidations, and it works much better in the perpetual, you know, the tether instrument instead of spot, because it's more leveraged, and you'll see people get liquidated a lot quicker. Yeah, so anyway, you know, that's actual accounts being liquidated, or positions being liquidated, getting margin calls basically. Okay, and stop run, it might be a margin call, but it doesn't have to be. It just could be people getting stopped out. All right, guys. Well, anyway, kind of interesting session here. Some kind of odd price action, like we had mentioned in here, and then now we're getting that follow through to the downside. It's taken the entire session. And boy, even the way this is looking here on the 15-minute chart looks odd to me. It just keeps on grinding lower here. And yeah, you can see like you know, some of these other previous swings in here on the hourly, you know, came up into these areas in here, and that'll be your low volume. Your low volume nodes will be back up above this 27 in here, 27 on up to like 48 or so, 47, and that's as far as it went. You know, it didn't go any further into the gap in here. So that's you know, showing some weakness. So now we're looking for 70 and 60 here on the S&P. That's you know, that's the momentum we're looking for here. So anyway, something to consider, and it's not going there willingly right now, as you guys can see. Anyway, guys, answered all your questions. Today's Tuesday, so we'll be back on Friday at 10 a.m. And we'll go through the live markets in for you guys. All right. Well, anyway, kind of an odd session, and let's see what unfolds here. But you know, the momentum is to the downside. Trump is speaking later, and that's definitely going to have an impact on the markets. Well, it should, and Other than that, like you know, we went over all the different news items in here and the weakness that we're starting to see in the market. Okay, you might want to look at your bellwether stocks like the correlation tracker, and then also look for like you know, these, like we were looking at the Nasdaq and those thinner markets, and then how it reacts to liquidity, and also stops in here. Okay, so anyway, guys, we'll see you next time, but have a good day. Be careful out there, and we'll connect on Friday. All right, thank you, everybody. Bye bye.